Hey guys, I'm Tom Rohr, and I've been skating for over 20 years. I'm here to give you all the details that you need to know to learn tricks as fast and efficiently as possible, and of course make it fun in the process. Every trick has that one tip that you should never forget. Once you know what that is, it's in the bag. Let's get into it. Welcome back, guys. Today I'm really excited to teach you Tre Flips. This has been the most requested trick on all my social channels, so let's get into it. So for the back foot, this is the most important part of doing Tre Flips, is where your back foot is placed. So when you're rolling up for Tre Flip, you want your back foot to be on this back edge and standing up on this corner of your board. You don't want any of your shoe on this grip tape. You don't want your foot to be flat. You want to be up on this edge. It's really important for Tre Flip because that's where all your pressure is pushing down, is right on this edge of the board. It's almost like you're monkey gripping it. See how my foot is like hanging over the edge a little bit? Put as much weight down right here as you possibly can. Now for the front foot. So for Tre Flips, you want your foot to be pretty much in the middle of the board. That's a really good way to think of where to place your front foot, is just put it in the center. And then the angle of your foot, you actually want to keep it more angled than you would for a kickflip. So for a kickflip, you'd have it maybe a little bit more like this, but for Tre Flips, I'm noticing I angle it a little bit more. Now for the weight distribution. So for this trick, you want all your weight on your back foot. Your front foot just kind of holds the board down in place, but really, Tre Flips are all about putting as much pressure down on your back foot as you can. So you gotta really get ready to snap. A lot of the times I see people Tre Flip and they aren't popping really hard. That's a big issue. So if you're having that problem, make sure you're really snapping down and put more weight on that back foot. It's like a release of pressure. So as much pressure as you have on that back foot, the more you're gonna pop and the easier it's gonna be. For a lot of tricks, I always explain to stay square and parallel with your board if you're going straight, but there are exceptions for tricks like hard flips and Tre Flips. So for this trick, it's actually better to lean a little bit more diagonal and more forward. So when you're rolling down, you face diagonal. As I'm rolling up, my eyes are looking on the front edge of my board, just in front of my front foot. For the angle, you can just go straight. You don't really need to roll at an angle. And when you're bending down, you obviously want to be bent way down, but make sure you're leaning a little bit more over this front side of your board. If you lean back, your board's not going to flip as good. So this is what really helps your back foot. It also plays a role in that pressure and in that scoop. So I would say lean a little bit more over this side of your board. If you watch my 10 tips you should know video, I talked about not hopping into place when you're setting up for a flip trick, but for Tre Flips, you can hop with your feet into the position initially just to get in the general area, and then from there, slowly shift your feet to perfect where you want your front and back foot to be. So a really common issue with Tre Flips is leaning too far forward and landing toward the front of your board. That happens because you may be putting too much weight on your front foot. That's why it's so important to put all the weight over your back foot and to make sure that you snap, just like I explained. That's gonna really help you avoid jumping forward and leaning forward. So to get that snap, it's really important to pop down and then scoop. If you scoop too soon, I see that a lot, that people scoop too soon and their board just doesn't pop and might not even flip all the way. So you really gotta focus on the snap and then scoop. So the majority of that weight is on your back foot, but you do wanna have enough weight on your front foot so it can flick, the kick flip. It just gives it a light flick and pretty much gets out of the way, and the back foot does all the work. So once your board is done flipping, you need to catch it with your front foot. What I mean by that is you're stopping the rotation of the board by catching it with your foot. And also, it holds the board under your feet so you're ready to land and roll away. All right guys, now that you know how to do one of the most fun tricks in skateboarding, let's do some. You guys love Tre Flips. I'm giving you a long list of takeaways to hang on to. Put those back toes on that back edge of your tail. Put almost all your weight on your back foot. Face diagonal before you pop.
Lean over the toe side of your board. Shift your feet into position and focus on the pop first, then the scoop. See you in the next tutorial. You!